Hey, you're listening to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 153. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan today. We're going to continue the Arc of the EDHNM by talking about a deck that isn't what it seems. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What's going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're going to continue the arc of the EDHNM by talking about a deck that was initially not very well received. We dug into it, thought, holy shit, this is fucking cool.
This is ludicrous.
And so we're going to talk about that. But before we do that, we're going to talk about our official sponsor, face-to-facegames.com. They're Canada's biggest Magic store.
Very much so. Just did an order for Black Friday.
Black Friday. Ding, 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 ding. I guess that's an American thing, hey?
Yeah, we appropriated it.
I watched a YouTube video of some dude like going Black Friday shopping, and as he's recording himself driving to the store, and he was complaining like, Black Friday, it's not even Black Friday anymore. It starts on goddamn Thursday.
It starts on like Tuesday in some places.
People are trying to just open first and sell all their crap before Friday. What's the point?
Yeah, the point is so people don't get trampled.
Yeah, well, they just get trampled on Tuesday instead of Friday. Get it all cleaned up by the weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, where's Grandma? Oh, she got killed going to a Black Tuesday sale.
She got squashed. She got squashed like on Looney Tunes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not so good.
Not the best. But hey, good deals. I hope everybody made it through safe. I was doing traffic during Black Friday. So I was like driving around in the CCOM traffic mobile looking at the traffic maps and watching all the traffic jams and stuff.
Oh, yeah? Was there any black vehicles?
Several black vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like all of our malls and stuff were backed up for blocks and blocks. It was outrageous.
Yeah, Rebecca tried to get like from campus to Preston Crossing. Any local listeners will know what I'm talking about, which is like a shopping outlet mall kind of district thing for people who aren't from here.
And it's like what do you think, like 2 miles maybe?
Oh yeah, like 2 or 3 minute drive.
Yeah,
like as long as that light at Innovation Place is green, you just drive right through. Yeah, just you're there. No, it took her like 40 minutes. just because the turnoff to get into Preston Crossing was backed all the way up to campus.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, we talked about that for like 2 hours.
And she wasn't even going to shop. She bought something like some used kids clothes from a buy and sell group on Facebook, and she was just driving through to like pick them up.
Oh.
And she thought, well, yeah, driving through Preston Crossing on Attridge is like the fastest way to get there. No,
not on Black Friday. It's not.
No.
Holy shit.
Oh man. So that's it.
Oh, dude, you got to listen to CKM Traffic featuring Brando.
That's it. You're all over the place. Rock 102, Traffic 102.
I'm all over the place. They keep finding little places, and I keep jumping in the holes and be like, no, I can do that.
There's a little crack, and then Brando just inserts himself.
Yeah.
Do not.
No, don't Google that.
Do not Google.
No.
That's it. So we've got a little bit of podcast business to cover, but let's talk about the Commandy, and then let's talk about everything else. Just as a cliffhanger a little bit, because the commander of today's deck in particular guaranteed is going to make people either super hard or turn the cast off right now.
But if you're going to turn the cast off, don't turn the cast off, because we're going to shock you.
Yes, it's not what you think.
It is not what you think it is.
And people who are going to be rock hard also don't turn the cast off, because it's still good.
It's still awesome.
Because it's not what you think either.
So this commander for today, Ryan, is the Sliver Overlord.
Yeah, the 25-cent Sliver Commander.
Oh my god. He's a 5/5 for Wooburg. Slivers you control are indestructible. Period.
That's it.
That's what he does.
So on the pre-show yesterday, we talked about the price discrepancy of this one and the other Sliver Commander that you said, this one has more lists. That was Sliver Queen.
Yeah.
She's got like $7 million price tag.
That's true. She has, what is it here? I mean, let's just compare. She has 96 less lists, but she's 109.5 more dollars.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Reserve list, baby. There we go. All right.
That's it. So we're going to be talking about Sliver Overlord, but it's not your traditional Sliver deck. And any CCO Nationalites are really going to appreciate this one.
I think so, too. And if you're new to the show, first of all, welcome. And strap in, because this is going to be awesome.
Very much so. If you are new to the show, Thank you for being here. You can hear us everywhere better podcasts are found. That's a Brando line. We've got a YouTube channel. You can search up Commander Cookout on YouTube, and we've got video there, of which, if you like or comment, you can usually get yourself entered in to win a deck giveaway, which we have one for tomorrow's bonus show.
Yes.
And of course, if you're in a position to help the channel grow, there is a Patreon page, patreon.com/CCOPodcast. And I do have some tokens because we do give sign-up gifts out, but I forgot my red goddamn paint marker.
Yeah, I was going to help alter some things to make them all Christmassy, but Ryan forgot the marker, so I'll have to do that later on today.
I think it's in the car. If it's not in the car, it's in Studio CCO.
It'll get done. Don't you worry. It'll happen.
And those will get shout out to patrons at the end of the month, of course. Speaking of Patreon, new patron shout-outs.
Okay.
Get your funny nicknames. I didn't tell Brando any of the funny nicknames, so he's going to make them up on the spot.
Ooh.
The power of editing is going to make it sound good, too, I promise. First shout-out and thank you to Christopher DeWitt.
Well, that's easy.
Huh?
Christopher Dimwit.
Oh, I don't know why people want these.
That's easy as hell. Like, I have to edit that. Come on.
I was going to make like a D-Wit joke, like E-Wit, like Eternal Witness. But D-Wit, like
he's a meat gazer? Remember we talked about meat gazers that one day?
Oh, yes. Christopher Dimwit or Christopher Meat Gazer. Whatever you prefer.
Whatever floats the boat. We'll see you on Discord, bud.
Next shout out, an alias.
Uh-oh.
We do have his real name, so we can ship him his Patreon gift.
Oh, sure, of course.
Of course, but we don't use real names, and if they don't have real names, what do?
We give him a real name.
Patreon alias. I want to say Caesar, but it's spelt Cesar with a Z. A Z for people in the land of the free.
We're going to call him Chelsea Watkins.
Don't know what that means? Chelsea Watkins, welcome.
Welcome aboard.
Also, F you.
F you all the way.
And F everybody else. You know what? 'Tis the season to F everybody.
It is.
Coming up, I think this show is going to episode in December.
Yes. It is going to episode in December, in fact.
Yeah. So, I mean, Christmas music everywhere. People trampling other people's grandmas to get good deals.
Yeah.
This is it.
This is the season for all that, like, violence in the name of love.
It sounds like every religious book ever written. I'm just going to leave that at that. It sounds like every crusade.
Yeah. My favorite Christmas story is still the Boxing Day. I went down to the now defunct Future Shop, and I saw two guys punching each other in the head over who got to look in the discount DVD box first.
No.
Oh, it was like the only Boxing Day fight I've ever seen, and it was over who got to look in the box first. And like the shitty $5 DVDs.
Just wait. A boxing match on Boxing Day to see who gets to look in the box.
It's like Boxception.
Oh, man. Boxception. That sounds like something that we probably shouldn't Google.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Any other podcast business?
There's a little bit of stuff we can go over. First of all, if you want to get a hold of us for any reason, Ryan already went over some of the places you can watch the content, listen to the show. You can also, if you want to interact with us as people, you can check us out, CCO Podcast and CCO Brando on Twitter. You can also send us emails and stuff at commandercookout@gmail.com if you want to send us lists for upcoming arcs or Christmas FUs or whatever it is you want to do.
Christmas FUs on Twitter. Let's start a thread. Yeah, sure.
I like that. I dig that. Or on Facebook, you can do that as well. Also, if you're looking for a Christmas gift for the Magic player in your life, at CCO or at commandercookout.com/store, we have playmats and t-shirts, which make great Christmas gift items, stocking stuffers,
and CCO sticks. Hey, those are my favorite part.
Those too.
There you go.
Yeah, so you can rep the sweet podcast, you can give a gift, give the joy of being part of the best Magic community that there is, which is CCO Nation.
Yeah, last story, then we'll get onto the deck. Listener who bought a playmat tells me it came in super dope. Thanksgiving weekend, just last weekend or whatever, in the land of the free. I told him, make sure he takes a frozen turkey leg, rolls it up into his CCO playmat, and then clobbers his friends over the head with it.
Did he do it?
I haven't heard back yet, but maybe they also all have playmats with things rolled up as well. I'm not sure. Maybe it was like a Boxing Day special. I don't know.
It's like a special on like a 2-foot piece of rebar that you can wrap wrap up in a playmat and beat somebody with it.
That's it.
Oh my.
We see you, Max Crandell. We see you.
Yeah, we're on to you, you puby playmat giving motherfucker.
Let's do a list.
Do a list. All right, we start with creatures. I've moved them around. They're still basically in alphabetical order. But we're going to start with Crystalline Crawler, not a sliver.
Remarkably not a sliver. Sure. I've sort of lost to this card, but not really. It's a 4-drop artifact for 1/1. Everybody knows what I mean. It's got Converge, so it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter for each color of mana you spent to cast it. You can remove a +1 to add a mana, or you can tap it to add a +1. So if you want a mana, you take a +1 off. If you want to +1 it, you can do that instead of getting a mana.
So it's a 5/5 for 4 that then gives the 4 back if you cast it properly.
I suppose, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's a cool card, yeah. I seen that in Atrax and it got proliferated a bunch and gave the guy a bunch of mana, and I should have just killed him, but
who knew?
He could have infected him and I just didn't.
Who knew having so much mana would be helpful, hey?
Yeah. I could have put myself to like 2 life with a Treasonous Ogre and like flashbacked the flashback pump spell that I played in Zada for a while.
Sure.
I could have hit my my Plague Mirror with like 3 or 4 more of that card with a Treasonous Ogre. Should have just done it. Fucking killed him.
They always win the game, Ryan.
Well, I would have got second.
Oh. Whatever.
It's fine.
Second is better than last. Next creature, Dormant Sliver.
I didn't get last. I 40'd a guy before that. It's like a third. What did you say? Dormant Sliver?
Dormant Sliver.
This is Simic Sliver, 4-drop 2/2. All slivers have, when this creature enters the battlefield, draw a card.
They also have Defender. That's why
yeah.
they're dormant.
Oh, yeah, we don't care about that.
We don't give a shit.
That's fine. You know what? We get a couple card draws. Newsflash, we're playing like 5 slivers, right?
Yeah. We have Essence Sliver, that's lifelink.
Yep.
We have Harmonic Sliver, that's Aura Shards.
Yep.
We have Homing Sliver, that gives all your slivers sliver cycling.
So that is Sliver Cycling 3 they have. You have a sliver in your hand. You can pay 3, discard it, search your library for a sliver card.
Let's just do all the slivers.
Sure.
Well, all of them except for a couple of them. We have Gemhide and Mana Weft. That makes all your slivers into Birds of Paradise. We have Psionic Sliver.
Oh,
This is a good one.
Tap, deal 2 damage to a player and 3 damage to itself. We're going to see that one make a little appearance in a minute.
That's a good-ass sliver card. And we have a Siphon Sliver as well. It also gives lifelink.
Sure. So when our slivers are damaging themselves, we gain life.
Yeah, that Psionic Sliver would make you go up 5 life.
Because it would deal 2 damage to a creature or player and 3 damage to itself.
That's pretty good.
So it's dealing 5 damage.
Yes. And I guess technically Essence Sliver doesn't give lifelink. It gives that, like, spirit link. So you can have lifelink and Essence Sliver and you gain double life.
Not terrible.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially considering some of the other things in this deck.
Yes, which we'll get to in a few minutes. First non-sliver thing after all the sliver things we talked about is an illusory ambusher.
Weird, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 4/1 with flash for 5 mana. It's a cat illusion. Did you know that? Would you have known that from looking at the picture?
No.
But, like, look at the picture now that you know it's a cat?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, sure.
It still looks like a badger to me. And I'm wearing my glasses. That's on you, Steve Argyle.
All right. When illusory ambusher is dealt damage, draw that many cards. Okay, this is getting a little bit wonky and spicy. That's a 4/1.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I just like the art on this card. I like this. I like Mog Maniac.
Yeah, this is that 97, 98, right when they were transitioning from, wow, look at it snow all of a sudden.
Holy crap.
That's sucky.
Yeah.
I don't like anything about anything.
Nah, I don't know. Life sucks.
Let's move to the Bahamas.
Agreed.
All right, I'm out of here.
Caribbean Cookout Podcast.
Oh! Got there. Okay, what did you say? Mog Maniac?
Yes, sir.
1/1 for 2. Whenever it's dealt damage, it deals an equal amount of damage to target opponent.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Next up, we have Nin the Pain Artist.
1/1 for is it? And then you go X, blue-red, tap. Nin the Pain Artist deals X damage to target creature. Its controller draws X cards. So we're dealing damage on creatures, and we've got a Maniac that deals damage, and we've got the Ambusher that draws us cards. We're starting to put a little bit of a picture together here.
I think so. I think people might be starting to get it. We also have a Soulfire Grand Master.
Instants and sorceries you cast have lifelink, and you can go, is it hybrid 2? The next time you cast an instant or sorcery from your hand this turn, put that card into your hand instead of your graveyard as it resolves. So you can like rebuy for 4 mana, you can get your card back.
It's like giving your cards buyback.
Yeah, buyback for 4, and it has lifelink. So if that's relevant, which it's going to be.
That's a neat card. I like that one.
Yeah.
Now this is Orion's special.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite cards of all time.
He gets excited every time we play Tamanoa.
That's it. If there was one card that could be legendary that isn't, this would be it. This would be it, baby. So this is a 2/4 spirit for Naya colors, red, green, white. When a non-creature source you control deals damage, gain that much life. Interesting.
Sick.
So we're gaining life now when we deal damage from non-creatures.
We're just gaining life everywhere.
Yes.
Right now again, we don't turn the episode off. We are playing as Zur the Enchanter as well.
Oh yeah, wait until you see the hot trash that we get with this card. It's a 1/4 for black, white, blue, 1, flying. When Zur attacks, you search your library for an enchantment with CMC 3 or less, put it onto the battlefield.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he's kind of like a tutor when he attacks.
Yes.
That's fine. He's got flying, so he's going to like get in sometimes.
Spoiler for later on, there isn't an intruder alarm in the list. So, good on you.
Hey, you know what I just thought of? We didn't say whose deck this is.
I was just thinking that in my head.
I'm shoehorning it in right here because we actually haven't given anything away yet.
Okay.
This is Ray Powell's deck, and we wanted to feature it because we thought it was unique, interesting, and we wanted to feature something for the Arc of EDHNM that we think would fit nicely into our own meta that we've been talking about for the last, I think, 3 or 4 episodes?
Yeah, we've been using decks that are actually from our meta. This is one from outside that we thought would fit in really well in ours.
So just keep that in mind. We would like this one. I would like to play it, or if it got played against me in the wild or in my own meta, it would be like, oh wow, that is so unique and creative.
Yeah, I'd have a good time with this one. So let's get to the what does the deck do?
Sure.
These last 3 creatures will explain what the deck does. We're going to start with Boros Reckoner.
Okay, so it's Boros for a 3/3. When it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target creature or player. And you can pay Boros to give a first strike. Who cares? So when it's dealt damage, it reciprocates that damage. Sort of like the Maniac.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now we also have a Stuffy Doll.
Stuffy Doll, 5-drop, 0/1, indestructible. Choose a player when it enters battlefield. Whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to the chosen player. And you can tap it to deal 1 damage to itself.
One of my favorite cards. I don't like the new art on it. I like the old art where it's the dummy from the rack.
Yeah.
And Black Vice. Last creature, this is the one that's going to just blow the lid off of everything. Spiteful Sliver.
This Sliver, what in the actual? This is from Modern Horizons. 2/2 for red 2. Slivers you control have, when this creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player or planeswalker.
Uh-oh.
So all of a sudden, all of our Slivers, whenever they take damage, deal that much damage.
And with our commander, your Slivers can take all the damage in the earth because they're indestructible.
Oh, okay. So we've filled the deck full of stuff that lets us either be indestructible, take damage, give damage, or when they take damage, they draw a card.
Yes.
So let's see what else is going to supplement that, because this is going to get unique.
Yes, it is. All right, continuing on, we're going to take a look at some instants.
Sure.
There's 20 of them.
That is lots. I appreciate a good 20 instant deck, I'll tell you that much.
How about Arc Bond?
Choose a creature. Whenever the creature's dealt damage this turn, it deals that much damage to each other creature and each player.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. We got a Beast Within.
The removal spell.
Boros Charm.
Boros Charm is going to make our creatures indestructible. That's what I think it's for. It's got some other modes, 4 damage or double strike, which is like if you got an opening, double strike's going to end a game, maybe.
I mean, it makes your commander do 10, and you 10ing somebody can usually take them out of the game at some points, right? If you can sneak an attack in.
Yeah. But the indestructible, by and large, I think is what it's for.
Agreed. We've got Chance for Glory.
Creatures you control gain indestructible, take an extra turn, lose the game after that turn.
Oh, I like that.
I think that's the first time we ever played this card.
Agreed. And it's an instant.
That's an instant.
That is an instant and a half. How about Demonic Consultation?
I think this is just a tutor for something that's going to win you the game because there is a redundancy of effects that win you the game. Essentially, you name a card, exile the top 6 of your library, reveal the top card of your library until you hit the named card, put it into your hand, exile all the other ones that you've revealed.
Yes.
So it's black, so it's like black, name a card, find it in your deck.
And we've got Eladamri's Call. It's a tutor for a creature. Enlightened Tutor is a tutor for an artifact or an enchantment. Mystical Tutor is a tutor for one of your other tutors.
Or it like an instant or sorcery like that first one I read. And then, of course, it's got a Perplex, which I think has Transmute, so you can find a 3 casting cost thing, but it's also a counterspell.
Yes.
So we wanted to get the tutors kind of out of the way. Is there any sorcery speed tutors?
No, there is not. Just instant speed tutors.
Yeah, we wanted to get them out of the way because this is kind of a niche deck. We figured we'd feature it because it's really cool, but because there is a few specific cards that are key to the strategy, running a couple tutors, that's not the end of the world. It's still a spicy nug.
Yes.
Okay, so we got a bunch of tutors. Fine.
Speaking of spicy nugs, how about Fault Line?
Yo, baby. X, red, instant, X damage to each creature without flying and each player.
And Dat Ron Spencer Art Doe.
Yeah, right? And you remember how many of our things, including that one sliver, when they take damage, they do something. They deal more damage or they draw cards.
Yeah.
Remember how, in Taminoa too, right? We gain our life back from our Fault Line. Remember that, and remember that lots of them can be made indestructible.
We have a generous gift.
It's a beast within, but white.
Gideon's Sacrifice.
Interesting. So this is white. This is a common from War of the Spark that we've never played. Sure. This is Gideon dying.
Good.
Choose a creature, planeswalker you control. All damage that would be dealt to it this turn and permanents you control is dealt to the chosen permanent instead. So all of a sudden, if you got the Spiteful Sliver with your commandy out, you just like Gideon Sacrifice, and then you Fault Line for whatever, 10, and you just say all the damage is dealt to the Spiteful Sliver, and then all of that damage, like how many creatures do we have? Five creatures.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Let's say 5. We say Fault Line for 10. All the damage is going to go to this. It takes 10. It takes the 10 for each other creature. That's 40 more. And it takes all of ours.
So that's like 60. 60 everybody.
60. So sick. I think it's 61 person because that Spiteful Sliver is target opponent.
Oh, yeah,
right?
target.
And so is Mog Maniac.
Yes.
Which we may or may not have a way to make the Mog Maniac indestructible.
You mean Heroic Intervention?
Yeah, $10 or $14 Heroic Intervention, FYI.
Bah.
That's permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible for 2 mana.
That's pretty good.
So instead Fault Line for 9. Yeah, sorry. Whatever, you still take a 54.
How about Rush of Vitality?
+1/+0, indestructible.
And Lifelink.
Whoa! Yeah, okay, I like that.
For 2 at instant speed, that's a hell of a card.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a card. Signal the Clans.
Oh, that's a tutor that we missed. I actually like this. I've considered playing this in a couple decks. So it's green-red. Search your library for 3 creature cards and reveal them. If you reveal 3 cards with different names, choose one of them at random, put it into your hand, shuffle the other ones into your library. So if you can reveal 3 creatures with different names, which we always will, if we can reveal 3 cards that do the same thing, like Spiteful Sliver, Boros Reckoner, Stuffy Doll,
Yep.
we're going to get that effect. And all of a sudden you've got essentially if you're always going to tutor for one of those 3 creatures, you've got essentially a green-red demonic tutor.
Oh.
Which isn't terrible.
not
That's
too
right
bad
up
at
your
all.
alley.
Yes,
That
it
is
is.
right up your alley.
That's exactly what I like in my life. How about Spell Swindle?
It's blue, 3, counter target spell, and then you create X treasure tokens that give you mana,
cool.
where X is the countered spell's converted mana cost. It's kind of like a mana drain, but for 5.
It's fine. We have a Sphinx's Rev
Draw X, gain X.
for blue, white X. Supreme Will.
Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, or choose the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom in any order. What's that doing in there? I don't actually know. Maybe it's just a counter spell.
I feel like you could probably switch that for
Cancel.
just play cancel.
Or-
FU cancel from the CCO altars every Thursday on Facebook.
Ooh, I got to do an FU cancel for Christmas. I do one a year for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, our boy Lenny got the last one. It had the Grinch giving you the finger.
We got a Swan Song. Everybody knows Swan Song at this point. And we have a Without Weakness.
Without Weakness. I think this goes like in Gonti decks or Alenda decks. Anyways, it's 2 mana. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. This doesn't go in Gonti or Alenda. I don't know what I'm thinking. It also cycles. Sure.
It's fine.
Yeah. So if you have something else that like gives indestructible and you draw that, you can just chuck it.
All right, sorceries. This is where we're going to talk about hopping aboard, as I like to call it, the pain train.
The pain train.
And we're going to ride it all the way to Winning Town.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to do that by playing things like Blasphemous Act.
Oh, you're going to blaspheme people.
Oh.
13 damage to all creature.
Probably for 1.
Yes, so it's 8 and red, but it costs 1 for each creature on the battlefield. Probably 1. I've seen Blasphemous Act in limited cost 1. Like original Innistrad draft. Yeah, man. So if it's like original Innistrad draft costs 1, Commandy, probably going to get you there.
4 people, it's going to cost you frickin' 1. That's the best lightning bolt you're ever going to see.
Yeah. So we've got all this redundancy built into the when my guy takes damage, good thing happens for me slot. And then it's like Blasphemous Act fucking everything. All your creatures die, all mine live. You're going to take 26 damage each, and I'm going to draw like 30 cards.
GG.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah, because you're going to probably draw a chain reaction.
Yep. Red 2 deals X damage to each creature, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. So very similar to Blasphemous Act, except it could deal more damage at the cost of red 2.
Yes. We also have the old classic staple Earthquake.
X damage to each creature and each player. Well, each creature without flying and each player.
100% that should be a rolling Earthquake.
You should just also play Rolling Earthquake. You know what those 3 spells remind me of? And Fault Line, and another one in the deck to a lesser extent that we'll get to in a second. Torment of Hailfire. It's like, wait, Torment who? What? Yeah, don't care. Don't care. I'm gonna play these instead. I'm gonna play Chain Reaction.
We got a Farseek.
That's a ramp spell.
We got a Painful Truths.
Yeah, this one. People like this one. It's fine. It's black 2, got Converge like our Crystalline Crawler. You draw X and lose X, where X is the number of colors you spent to pay Painful Truth's mana cost. So you could draw 3, lose 3. You could draw 2, lose 2, or you could draw 1, lose 1.
I dig that.
Yeah, I wonder. We'll have to look at the mana base to see if we actually can just pay black for it if we're at like 2 life. Because something tells me in this deck, maybe you would be at just a couple life. You know, a couple Earthquakes, like just as board sweepers when you don't really have the combo.
Yeah, playing him in Norin. I know how that feels.
Oh, yeah, that's
the
it.
thing. We're playing a Rishkar's Expertise. That's pretty standard, I think.
Yeah, draw a card equal to the biggest creature, and then you can cast a 5-drop for free. Mostly, you're probably going to cast like your 2 drops to make your guys indestructible.
You know what you can't cast off of Rishkar's Expertise?
You do this one. You got this one. This is one of your favorites from last year.
I love this card, and it's Star of Extinction. Star of Extinction is red 5 for a sorcery that destroys target land, period. Then Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. 20. If you missed that, 20.
The number of the day is
20.
20
damage. So freaking good. I like that card so much.
The art is cool. The effect is cool. The 7 mana is just fine. It's just verging on the, if it was 8 or 9, I'd be like, oh, come on. But it's 7. Like, that's not unreasonable.
Now, well, if it's 8 or 9, you're going to play like Obliterate or Decree of Annihilation. So they had to cast it and they had to cheapen it. So that you could do 20.
20.
Oh, I love paying 7 to do 20. Oh, man.
And it's not even 20. It's going to be like, it's going to deal damage to your creatures. So
Yeah.
it's going to be like, you're going to deal so much damage because you've got your Boros Reckoner, your Stuffy Doll, all of your slivers.
All your slivers.
That's why we have to run the redundancy of tutors so we can find the Spiteful Sliver, right?
Correct. Because that goes from like somebody's getting wrecked and then your board's going to get wiped out to just everybody's wrecked now and we're going to play another game.
Yeah, you're going to like tutor on turn 1 or 2. You're going to Spiteful Sliver on turn, 2 or 3. If you can really, like, if you can get a Farseek in there somewhere and get your Commandy on turn 4 or 5, you can...
The next spell you play is going to just F up somebody's life.
Yeah, maybe you get a Mana Rock, maybe you get another ramp spell or your Rishkar's Expertise to draw 5 or whatever off of your Sliver Hive Lord. Next spell, like 20 to everything and everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, that is cool.
That is just good. Now, we talked about Zur the Enchanter earlier in the list. Let's talk about some of the enchantments that you can Zur into play.
Zur into play.
Let's talk about some great art from Robert Bliss on Binding Agony.
I so wish Robert Bliss still did Magic cards because he had, listen, CCO Nation at home, get on to Gatherer or Scryfall or whatever, scroll down to Artist, look up Robert Bliss. His stuff is like hauntingly
It's incredible.
unique.
It's so good.
Yeah. Anyways, I have a bunch of these if anybody wants them. Just organize my Mirage collection. Black 1 enchant creature. For each 1 damage dealt to enchanted creature, Binding Agony deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. So this is one that we don't enchant on our own creature. We enchant on the other person's creature. When we starve extinction, they're going to take 20 from this. Also. Just throwing that out there.
You could combo that with another enchantment, like Darksteel Mutation.
Yeah. We could put that on an opponent's creature to make it a 0/1 insect artifact with indestructible and loses all abilities.
Yes. It's a nice commander, son.
Have a Darksteel Mutation, then have a Binding Agony, and then it'll take 20. And then I'll Earthquake, because it's going to stay alive because it's indestructible.
Oh, the pain. Just keep the pain train. It's just rolling. It's going down the track.
Okay.
All right. I've never seen this card before, I don't think. In Cetra Sanctuary.
Just Sita Sanctuary.
Sita Sanctuary.
That prefix was what they called the wedge color shards back in Apocalypse days, because this was part of a cycle, and Apocalypse was based on enemy color pairs.
Sure.
And then they occasionally also paired them with their wedge color as well. Anyways, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a red or green permanent, and this card is blue, so red, green, blue. It's Teamer now, right?
Yep.
Red or green permanent, draw a card, then discard a card from your hand. If you control a red and green permanent, draw 2, then discard a card from your hand.
I like that card.
This is a cool card.
That is a cool-ass card. I should play. I'm going to get some of those.
Bro,
gonna get some
that
of those.
is, I would call it, let's call that budget heuristic study.
Sure.
Let's call that draw 1 or 2. Like,
I really like that.
Yeah, I like that card.
I really like that card. Should get some of those.
The only knock on it is it's in Teamer colors or Sita colors. Huh? You might not be doing like graveyardy type stuff like you would maybe in Esper or Sultai, right?
That still draws me 2 cards in my Sliver deck.
Yeah, and in the deck that you probably run Eternal Witness in, so if you did have to discard something begrudgingly, you could get it back.
I dig it.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got Guilty Conscience.
Old Baby from Scourge. This is right up my alley. This is one of the first booster boxes I ever bought. We've got a bunch of these too if anybody needs them. This is a enchant creature for white. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage, Guilty Conscience deals that much damage to that creature.
It's an endless damage loop.
So you put this onto your Spiteful Sliver. You deal damage to the sliver, and it'll deal damage to itself with Guilty Conscience, in which case it'll deal damage to something else.
Which will deal damage to it, something else, something else.
That's an infinite combo right there. That is how you win the game, I guess.
That is how you just win the game. See, even in a deck like this, where it's like, here's a bunch of enchantments, Zur still instantly wins you the game.
Oh. Oh, man, I swear we didn't mean to do that.
Oh, man.
F you, Roy Powell.
Yeah, Guilty Conscience. Earthquake for one.
Fuck. We got to do that again. I said the wrong name.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. That's it. F you, Ray Powell. F you.
All right. Next up, we have a Kenrith's Transformation.
That just makes an Oko type thing, right? It's 2 mana. You draw a card when it ETBs, and you make something into a 3/3 elk.
2 mana, draw a card, Oko a thing. Metamorphic Alteration.
Ooh. Okay. 2 mana, blue 1. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature. Enchanted creature is a copy of the chosen creature. So you can have 2 slivers. You can have 2 elk if you want. I don't know. You can have 2 whatever you want.
It's kind of neat. It turns any creature into a clone. I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. All right, we got a Mystic Remora. We all know Mystic Remora.
Yeah, draw a card unless somebody pays 4 when they cast a non-creature. Got cumulative upkeep.
How Ragged Veins.
It's a Kamigawa special. So this is black 1 this time. It's got flash. When enchanted creature is dealt damage, its controller loses that much life.
So you enchant your body. It's just like, what is it?
Binding Agony.
Just like Binding Agony. And then you Earthquake for 1,000 and everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
We got a Smothering Tithe. Everybody knows Smothering Tithe. Spiteful Shadows.
Spiteful Shadows. Look at the art there.
He's got a sword in his head.
But only in the shadow.
Yeah.
But in real life, he probably feels like that. He's probably hungover.
He's got a real bad headache. He's going to feel how I feel tomorrow morning after the Christmas party.
Yes. So this is black 1. Enchanted creature is dealt damage. It deals that much damage to its controller. So that is Spiteful Visions or Ragged Veins or whatever redundancy.
And then we got the Brando special in Repercussion.
Oh, baby.
Oh, man.
This does it for all creature. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, Repercussion deals that much damage to that creature's controller.
You got to be careful with this one because it will wipe you out.
You don't. Not in this deck.
Unless you have Taminoa.
Everything that has lifelink or spirit link in this deck, all your slivers have lifelink.
Yeah.
So whenever any of them take damage, they deal damage, but you gain all that life back.
Ooh.
So it all just...
So lifelink does not use the stack.
Lifelink just happens when the creature deals damage. Spirit Link is a triggered ability that triggers when the damage is dealt. Damage is dealt, then it'll go onto the stack.
So your Essence Sliver lifelink won't save you from Repercussion, but the black lifelink, the Siphon Slivers will.
Yes.
There we go. Important thing to keep in mind because, let's talk some artifacts. Okay, as we do, we will lump a bunch of these artifacts together because they all just produce mana. We have Chromatic Lantern, Darksteel Ingot, Felwar Stone, Gilded Lotus, and Sol Ring.
Yes.
That's 5 of the 6 artifacts. The last one is a Hive Stone.
Huh. This is a sliver card, right?
It is.
Time Spiral sliver card, 2 mana. Creature you control are slivers.
Boom.
Yeah. So all of a sudden that illusory thing that when it deals damage, like is dealt damage, draw a card, is a sliver and is indestructible. And you can just deal it like 20 damage from your Star of Extinction, draw 20 cards.
And it has double lifelink, and you can tap it to do 2 damage to something and 3 to itself.
Could you make it deal 2 to itself and then 3 more to itself?
Yes.
So you could just draw 5?
Yes.
Oh man, that is just crazy. That's crazy.
That is so good.
I like it.
I'm putting Illusionary Ambusher and Hive Stone into my Sliver deck when I get home. No, I'm not actually going to do that. But damn, that is cool, man. I like that.
That's a cool deck. I really like this. You know what? I'm not a huge fan of Sliver decks, as are anybody who doesn't actually own one. Brando's looking at the lands to see if there's any of note. Usually there's not in 5-color decks because we are focused on making colors, like one of each by turn 5.
We're playing the Battle Bond. Is that Battle Bond?
Yep.
These are the Battle Bond duels, are the 2 colors that we're playing. We're playing Shocks. We're playing slow fetches like Rocky Tar Pit and Mountain Valley.
Those are the Mirage ones, so whenever we can fit in Mirage cards, I was saying to Brando off air, we're going to do it.
We got some Vivids, and then we got like a Mutavault and a Path of Ancestry, Mana Confluence, all those 5-color lands that you would expect. There's a Corrosion Verge.
Dude, Mana Confluence is nothing to scoff at anymore because Pioneer, that card's like 30, like whatever.
I actually went out and
I
bought
don't even have words.
I actually went out and bought a couple more of those. I feel kind of like a scumbag. So I'm like, I know these cards are going to go up. I'm going to buy some.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
As soon as Pioneer was a thing, you're like, yeah, I got to get these.
I didn't buy a bunch because like I already had 4. I was like, you know what? I'll bet you they're going to go up, and I like to play them in EDH decks, and once they go up, I'm never going to be able to afford them again. So I went out and I bought 3 more.
Yeah, maybe when we go back to Theros in 2020, we'll see it again because it was originally in Theros. Maybe when we get the Pioneers, Masters, or Horizons equivalent, maybe it'll be there.
Yeah, and the $15 packs that aren't for everybody.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that we can say that the Horizons or Masters packs are kind of for us because we will open flippy that shit every day of the week.
That is
How
very
much
true.
Modern Horizons did we open in Vegas?
We opened a lot of Modern Horizons in Vegas.
We had several Modern Horizons.
Yes.
Yes.
One thing of note in this mana base, there aren't very many basics. I think there's 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 basics in the deck. So this deck will have a hard time dealing with a Blood Moon, given how slow it is.
Yes. Also, I saw a Sliver Hive and a Mutavault, which means we could cast the, Painful Truths? For black, colorless, to draw 1, lose 1.
Yes.
just throwing that out there, everybody.
Excellent. So in the corner case where you're at 1 or 2 and you just need to draw that 1 card because you just idyllic tutored for it. Yeah.
Yep.
Get there. So that's the deck.
I love it. I'm happy we featured it. I'm happy that Ray sent it in because it is the exact type of thing that we like to do on the show, but also it's the type of thing that if somebody sat down at an EDHNM with me, I would have that expectation. They would say, oh no, it's not your typical Sliver deck. And I would just continue to assume that it's not a typical Sliver deck because it is Sliver Overlord. And I would be like, yeah, okay, fine.
That's actually the worst one. Like,
and then turn 1, he does like Enlightened Tutor. That's what you meant a minute ago. Enlightened Tutor.
Yeah. What did I say?
Idyllic.
Oh, yeah, it's the same card. Just
yeah.
costs less in an instant. Yeah.
He goes Enlightened Tutor on turn 1, finds an enchantment. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then he goes Gem Hide on turn 2, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is, shut up, right? And then turn 3, he goes Spiteful Sliver. I'm like, okay, fine. Then he ramps, and then he goes Starve Extinction, and I just fucking blow my head into a different world. Like, it's like, wow! How did this happen? Yeah, so that is I very much appreciate that and love that kind of thing.
And you know what I think about this deck? I think you could sit down and legit say it's a 7.
You think?
You think?
No.
You don't think it's a 7? You think it's
No.
less than 7 or more than 7?
I think it's less than 7.
You think it's less than 7?
Yeah.
I think you can consider this a 7.
I think if you put into hand tutors in there or a vampiric tutor, I think if you fixed up the mana base and added some more 2-cost ramp spells or 2-cost mana rocks so you could power out your commander earlier, or you could have access to between 3 to 5 mana on turn 2 to 4. I think it would be a 7 because you could get your combo online sooner than other people.
Much quicker. Although 7, you don't want to get it out on turn 1, 2, or 3. That's not what you want to do.
No, but the combo
like
is
9,
very
10 shit.
The combo is very niche. I guess this is kind of strengths and weaknesses section, right? The combo is
sure.
very niche, and if you don't have an indestructible thing or you don't have like a sweeper, I don't know.
He also doesn't play any of the slivers that make it so people can't just path your sliver.
Well, Crystalline Sliver gives your sliver shroud, so you can't target it either.
There's another one. Damping Sliver? Dampening Sliver makes it so like it counters everything that targets the sliver unless they pay 2 or something.
Yeah. Those would probably be fine in the deck. Then you would have to maybe switch out some of those binding agony enchantments where you enchant them and they deal damage twice.
Like, I mean, there are 6 or 7 things that do the thing. You just have to make sure that you kill everybody in one shot.
Yes. And you know what, with the earthquake type effects, you're not targeting, so a Crystalline Sliver might be okay. Probably, though, because that is one of the best slivers in all of Magic, probably he's tested it, right? And found that he needs to target his own sliver more often than we think. Or if he wants to put something on, like, if he wants to put an enchantment or something on a Boros Reckoner when it's not a sliver, or when it is a sliver, like, then he can't target it. I don't know. It's the kind of thing that you'd have to play to know if the deck wants it, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I guess you can't nin your slivers if you have a Crystalline Sliver, but there are things that you could do to keep your slivers safe, right? There are things you can do.
Yeah, like all creature decks and all sliver decks, it is weak to that first board wipe before you get all of your slivers to give all the effects, right?
Yeah, and the board wipes, of course, we're talking about a Wrath of God, not an opposing earthquake.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, I mean, that's all fine. It's kind of your standard combo or aggro weaknesses, right? If we want to switch over to strengths, I mean, so unexpected.
Yeah, nobody sees this one coming the first or second
I
time.
So love that. It's just my favorite thing, to do something that isn't the established norm. And if anybody else has stuff like this that is so different than what you would expect when you heard Sliver Hivelord, like, send it in.
Absolutely.
Right? Because this is the kind of stuff that we like for Arc of Audience type stuff, where we feature it, right?
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that you're going to sit down across and be like, oh, son of a bitch. It's Evan's fucking... Because Evan plays Hivelord, right? He has an actual sliver deck that just plays Hivelord.
That's right.
Because he's terrible and doesn't understand how slivers work. F you, Evan.
Yeah, very much so.
But our man here picked Hivelord for its ability because it's good and it makes the deck go, which is way better.
Two things. You said F you, Evan.
I did.
He's coming over to brew some decks tonight.
There's another reason why I'm not coming.
Yeah, definitely. He's probably just going to get drunk on apple cider and fall off the bench, as he has done probably 100% of the times he's ever been at my house. But also, F you, Clayton.
Oh, shit.
We've only ever done that once. And Clayton told me the other day when we were watching Survivor Series pay-per-view, he's like, yeah, I got my FU, I'm good. I'm like, oh no. Now I know you listen. So FU Clayton. He's another CCO dude, bro.
He's a good guy.
I don't know. He's fine. He's whatever.
He's fine. He's good. He has his moments, I guess.
So, budget of the deck. We talked about maybe some swaps, the Crystalline Sliver, blah, blah, blah. I mean...
There are things you could add, things you could take out, but I like the deck as it is.
$500 deck. What do you think of that?
It's fine.
Is that based mostly on the mana base? Like, it's got the Mystic Confluence, it's got the City Brass. The Battle Bond lands are nothing to scoff at. With Pioneer, the Shock lands have all seen a double or triple in price. They're between 10 to like $16.
Yeah, so, and you have like, I don't think he's playing 20 of them, but like, there's enough of that in here where it's going to make the deck cost more, and you could make it cost less by janking up the mana base a little bit.
Do you do more basics just because more basics is usually a good thing, and then do you try and do like ramp spells instead of mana rocks? Like, is there anything like that we'd be interested in changing?
Well, given that he's playing the slow fetches, I think you could add the other 2 Vivids that he's not playing. That would bring your budget down a ton.
Yeah.
You could play more of the jacked up 5... Like, I guess you can't play City of Ass, but you could play the comes into play tapped City of Brass. That'd save you another couple of bucks.
That's
lots of
something of the Coliseum of the Ancients. No,
it's something like that.
It's from Onslaught, I think, right?
Yeah. There's lots of budget options that you can always make to your mana base, and this one isn't some tuned base where it's like, oh, we can't play the deck anymore if you tone it back a little bit. So you could just throw in some basics and some other stuff and cut some of the shocks and.
Yeah,
Battle Bond lands. You can play some filter
he's playing
lands.
Forbidden Orchard. You know what would be a good one in this one is Exotic Orchard. Is he playing that one? Because that gives the opponent a... Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, no. Forbidden Orchard is the one I was thinking of then. That gives him a 1/1 spirit.
Got that too.
Yeah, 100%. And what about Tarnished Citadel? That's about $8. I just bought one, actually. It's about $8. It deals 3 to you, but it gives you any color. Yeah. You've got enough lifelink redundancy that might be an okay include.
You could probably do it. Other than that, I think it's just a matter of your playing cards that are $2 or $3, and when you have 100 cards that are $2 or $3
plus a 5-color mana base,
then you're you're looking at $500. So I think it's pretty standard. I would say this is a deck that's on budget. And lots of this stuff you might have from just opening it.
Yeah.
There's nothing too cuckoo crazy insane or things that you're not going to be able to go to your LGS and just buy.
Yeah, and if you've played throughout the last couple standard seasons, Modern or Pioneer, you're probably going to have that mana base.
Why is Heroic Intervention so much money? I don't play Standard or Modern really. But
Because of EDH.
is it?
Yes.
Huh.
I think so. I'm very reasonably sure.
Maybe it's because our meta doesn't really play it.
It's a mono green staple, 100%.
I can see why. I get it. It's just
It's like mono green counterspell. It's kind of what it's like.
I guess. It's so much money. They'll reprint it never. That's fine. Nah, they're going to reprint it in Theros, and it's going to be Elspeth saving somebody from a net.
Oh, because she's the hero.
Yeah, she's going to pop out of the underworld, and whoever goes down there to get her, probably Jace, just won't look back, and she'll pop out and save him.
No, they might print it and it'll be Gideon because he's there too.
Is he there too?
Oh, yeah, you're going to love Theros, dude.
Oh.
You're going to love it. Speaking of love, do you want to do
Card of the Week?
Yes.
All right, this week, if you were listening to the show intently, you might see how hard I got for this card after learning about it for the first time right now in Sita Sanctuary, which is an enchantment for blue 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a green or red permanent, you draw a card, then discard a card from your hand. If you control a green and a red permanent, you draw 2 cards and discard 1.
Yeah, and this was part of a cycle, like I mentioned. There was one in each color that relied on its wedge compatriots to give you some effect, and if you controlled both of the wedge colors in addition to the enchantment, you got a better effect, like this one.
I dig that. If you would like to play this piece of jank for yourself, it will cost you 1 American quarter. That's $3 Canadian. If you want to play it in foil because you're pimp as hell, since it seems that nobody has learned about this card yet, the foil multiplier is not that high. It is 35 American cents or 18 Canadian dollars.
Which is interesting because invasion era foils are like ludicrous expensive.
Not this one.
Not this one. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. And you know what? No spice calculator today.
We were going to just pick a number at random because there are a lot. The tutors kill it. There's, 9 tutors in this list? 8. There's 8 tutors. Plus these are... No, he counted Homing Sliver in there. So there's 8 tutors in the list that will eat your spice calculator to, like, it'll cannibalize it. So we're going to give you honorary spicy because we really like the deck. We're going to say that it's a spicy brew, but the numbers would say you'd probably get like a 12.
Super spicy, but you know what we're going to get? You know what we're going to go back to?
What's that?
Because we're not doing spice calculator, let's do a milk list.
Everybody loves the milk list.
I think that we might hit a couple just because there are lots of 5-color sliver decks. We might see some matches. So the milk list for anybody new to CCO Nation is a list as per EDHREC.com of the most commonly played cards at each converted mana cost slot.
Yes.
We start at 0, and in this case, we go all the way up to 16.
Ooh, I wonder what that's going to be.
At the 0-drop slot, Mana Crypt.
No.
Would make the deck better.
Would make the deck better.
That's
I don't know. It's whatever.
We always do all 3 1-drops because it's always Soul Ring.
And everybody's typically playing Sol Ring.
Yeah, we're not going to count that. How about Swords to Plowshares?
No.
It's like the second most popular played card in all of EDHREC. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm happy I know that now.
And he's not playing that either.
Hell yeah.
Birds of Paradise.
No.
Not playing that either. We are playing Mana, Heft, and Gemhide, though.
They don't need no birds.
Yeah, balls birds.
Yeah, bop out of here, you bastard.
2-drop slot. Farseek.
Yes, we are playing that one.
Yeah. Chromatic Lantern.
Yes.
Yes. Explosive Veg.
No.
Shout out to Dana Roach. It's his favorite card. Mirari's Wake at 5.
Nope.
Merciless Eviction at 6.
No.
Atarka World Render at 7.
No.
Conflux at 8.
Nope.
That would be probably an okay one.
That'd be good in this deck.
Yeah, you could just find like your different colored enchantments and then your fault line, and then there's got to be a red. Oh, you could play Hurricane. That's your green one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. In Garrick's Wake at 9.
No.
No, I'm playing Star of Extinction. it's better and costs less. Progenitus at 10. Old Progy Tits.
Hell no.
No. It's got protection from everything. That wouldn't do us any good.
Not good enough.
No. Ulamog at 11.
No.
It that Betrays at 12.
Nope.
Emrakul 2 at 13. A Talkathon Worm. We could play that. It's got lots of toughness. I'm getting a look, everybody.
Who's playing that? Who the hell is dedicating? You know what? Just keep going.
19 people, I guess.
19 people can just suck it.
Draco.
I knew that was coming. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is the one and only time it's like, yeah, Draco fine.
Yeah, Draco fine in a 5-color deck where you want to have like big toughness creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, Draco. So what was that? 2 Milkless matches?
That's pretty good.
2 or 3, whatever it was. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, couple other little stats. This was what place was it? The 20th most popular commander on EDHNM in 5-color?
Yeah, right below Corona, the False God.
Oh, man.
And right above Sliver Queen.
Sliver Queen in the last 2 years, because that's where EDH Rec, that's how far back they scrape data from now. 2 years has given us 203 Sliver Queen decks. It's given us 299 Hive Lord decks and 369 Corona decks. So it's not like close. There's like 100 more Corona decks.
Yeah, man.
In the last year.
The thing that gets me is this Okagachi Vengeful Kami is higher than all of them. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's funny.
That thing's just
That's
like it's
funny.
terrible.
That's great.
Oh,
That's
man.
just the greatest. That's awesome. So our highest sliver, of course, is Sliver Overlord, right? That's the most popular one. I think because he's fairly affordable. He's $25 now. For a non-foil version, he's $25, which is getting pretty expensive. But he lets you tutor for a sliver, and he lets you gain control of slivers, right?
Yeah, he's a very good card in general. So, I mean, if you're going to play EDH as the sliver deck, Overlord's your best bet virtually every time, unless you're going to do combos, in which case you play Queen.
Give us the final thought of the day. Sum up the Arc of EDHNM in a few brief sentences. Tell everybody about our gracious overlords and sponsors, our Patreon, and of course, tomorrow's deck giveaway.
Okay.
Big ask, sorry.
We're going to give away a deck tomorrow, so listen for that. You may or may not win. We also have a $25 gift credit voucher card for somebody. We're going to give that away tomorrow as well. The Arc of EDHNM, we have aimed at taking our own local meta to show you what a casual local meta we think would be the most fun to play and would look like. And we have added this list from somewhere else on the planet just to show, like everywhere else, there are super spicy decks that are super fun to play against, and you could end up playing with something like this. And that's super lots of fun. And we're going to come back next week on a show that is sponsored by FaceToFaceGames.com, Canada's biggest Magic store, and we are going to run down the lists of an entire EDHNM night.
The entire meta game.
Everything in the meta for that night. We're going to do every single deck on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!